Hey there, nerds. Welcome back to another adventure of Rainbow and JP. And because the time dictates, we're going to do a year-end roundup. What do you say, Rainbow?
I'm looking kind of forward to this. I've been kind of wanting to do my top 5, maybe movie posters and maybe movies of the year, 2014 coming to an end. So I've been actually looking forward to this.
Well, excellent. Let's just get to it, man. Should we start backwards and go forwards?
I think so. I mean, okay, let's talk about the beginning of 2014 and a lot of the movie posters that came out. A lot of people forget that the Laurent Duro show with Mondo,
Mm-hmm.
that was, when was that, early 2014?
I believe it was, yes, because it was my favorite. This is on top of my list, but his Back to the Future set, and the third one just came out here in September or so when he finished it up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in March, February, March, or something like that, is when Mondo did the solo Laurent Duro show, and we saw everything from the birds, like the classics, like the Forbidden Planet, and every single one of those were just amazing in my eyes.
Yeah, he had some Psycho prints that were cool.
Yeah, Psycho prints, and of course, the whole Back to the Future series, and with the late Back to the Future series. When did that come out just recently, like a couple months ago or a month ago or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was MondoCon. MondoCon when the variant came out.
Oh, okay, that's right. Oh, we got to talk about MondoCon too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot going on in 2014, and again in the very beginning of 2014, and not just with the Mondo prints, but there was a lot of prints. What do we have? We had the Mondo Batman show, the Laurent Duro show. We even had the Mike Mitchell, Mike Mitchell Marvel show.
Yeah, that was big. Wasn't there a We Buy Your Kids show?
That's right, We Buy Your Kids. How can I forget about that? And then what else did we do? We did Jason Edmonton. He was in 2014, right?
Yep.
That's right. And then Ken Taylor. And then we had, I think it was Martin Anson and, Kevin Tong show.
Yeah.
Oh, and who could forget the Disney show?
That's right.
My God, there were so many things going on in 2014. I completely forgot. It's so hard to pick.
It is, and that's all Mondo. That doesn't even count Hero Gallery 1988, Bottleneck.
Bottleneck, right? And plus all the private commissions. I mean, 2014 had to be the year for the private commissions. I mean,
big time. I want to give a shout out to Matt Ferguson. I've never really been upset that I wasn't in a commission, because basically you get invited to them and whatever, you choose what to do and what not to do. But his mashup of Guardians of the Galaxy with the Star Wars New Hope poster, oh man,
that was great.
I can't believe I missed that. I'm so bummed.
I know. I saw it. Like I hesitated, and I was gonna drop in on it, and then I just thought to myself, well, it looks a lot like the Star Wars poster, and I like that, but there's going to be a lot of Guardians posters out there, and, man, I totally dropped the ball on that one. Dude, I also dropped the ball on the Laugh It Up Fuzzball, the Family Guy trilogy by that, what's his name, Jacob Bills.
Jacob Bills, yes. And that was,
Jacob Bills.
What an impressive story that it was basically, he was just doing that because he loved art and working on it for a very long time, and it all came together. I've obviously seen it. I haven't been able to ever put it up next to the Stout one, but how impressive would that be to own both sets and have them next to each other? That would be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing is the aftermarket cost on that thing. It went up so much just because everybody just like it's the afterthought after everybody sees what these commissions turn out like, and they're like, holy crap, how did I miss out on that? And that Ferguson one you were talking about, the Guardians of the Galaxy, dude, that aftermarket price on that, I mean, and I don't like putting dollar signs on, or dollar amounts prints, but sometimes you just have to look at the want versus need factor, and people just really want that print. I mean, they're paying up to $600-700 for that thing right now.
Yeah, and the Laugh It Up Fuzzball did some great things for last leaf printing for raising some funds because it was so rare. And I don't know what the final tally, but it was over $1,000, I believe.
It was over $1,000. Shout out to Mo and Last
Yeah.
Printing.
Yeah, and cancer sucks. We all agree on that.
Cancer sucks. But I mean, think about it. I mean, there was a lot of, and we'll get into it in a minute, but there was a lot of movies out this year. But I have to say this was the year of Guardians of the Galaxy in the prints and also in the movies. I mean, it was one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. And I'm not going to tell you what my list is just yet, but we'll get to it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think the summer it wasn't the biggest for posters as far as releases. I mean, there was a lot there, but as far as the poster releases at the end of 2014, I mean, we saw some phenomenal prints come out.
And I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the bubbles burst, or there's too many posters." I've got to go the other way because I remember back in the day when Mondo was really the only game in town. I mean, Gallery 1988 was there, but they were kind of pricey. But they would release maybe a print a month, and if you didn't like that print, you were stuck for like a month or two without something to actually go after. Whereas now, yeah, there's a lot of posters out there. Guess what, folks? You don't have to buy them all. So buy the ones I like that I get more of a choice that I can pick and choose. And maybe you and I are just getting old in this hobby, and it's like, you know what? I don't need that many posters, so I can be picky. But I like it that I can pick and choose.
Yeah, I actually have been trading off some of my older prints so I can purchase some of the newer prints, and I think a lot of it has to do with that. I moved into a new home, and I think that my media room has kind of matured a little bit from when I first started collecting. So I'm putting stuff on my walls that I'm being picky and choosy about.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know I've been going through my flat file and trying to, like you, make it newer, update things that I really want and things that, I'm not so worried about. I can get rid of because I definitely like all the posters I have. There's just not enough wall space for it all.
I know it. And the funny thing is that I'm trying to be a little more conservative because my wife, and I mean she enjoys a lot of the stuff I put on the walls, but sometimes it's a little hard to put a Texas Chainsaw Massacre print on the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm trying. It's not that I haven't tried. Trust me.
I've got that same problem with Jason Edmondson. I love his artwork, but I had to get rid of his Friday the 13th Part 3, which to me is the seminal picture of Jason with a mask on it and a poster. But it's like I got a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. I can't really hang that stuff up.
Yeah, it's hard. Really hard. I mean, we can get away with putting some Iron Giant stuff up on the wall, or maybe some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is, it's all good. But, I want some gore sometimes, and some good old comic book violence if I can.
Yeah, I agree. I can't remember, in one of our Facebook groups, somebody had the Venom and the Carnage screen prints facing each other. And I can't remember who did that. It may have been Ortiz who did it, and they just looked phenomenal together. And I'm like, maybe I can get away with that. I don't know, but it looked great the way he did it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember too. Not only were there movies or movie prints, but there was a few television show prints that I saw out there. True Detective. I saw some decent prints from them last year or this year. And then, what was it? The one from Mondo they did The Strain, which was kind of neat.
They also did Hannibal. That's right. Yeah, which is really cool.
I mean, you're going to see some great prints, and that's just Mondo. I mean, there was a lot of other stuff out there as far as prints for television shows. But I'll give you, my list of top 5 movie prints. But why don't you you give me an idea of what is your top 5, where are you looking at? I mean, is it a private commission? Is it
all around? No narrowing it down. All around, whatever was produced this year.
That's it, right? Just kind of like a broad.
Yeah, broad strokes, man.
Well,
we here at the Adventures of Rainbolt and JP, we don't discriminate.
There you go. Or equal opportunity. So I'll give you my number 5 for the 2014 print, and it's probably one you probably never even. I mean, you did hear about it, but you probably not on a lot of people's radar. But it was from the artist was Laurent Theroux, and David Ford led this private commission for, I don't know if it was a private commission, but it was, I remember they printed it, Cedar Palace printed it, but it was for the California Zephyr.
Yes, that's actually, you could check out that website. Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah, Nerdlocker.com. They premiered the image and the information. Right. It's for his company, David's personal company, and it's a travel series. I think it was maybe 10 posters. It might only be 6. I can't remember, but yeah, that first one, Zephyr, was beautiful.
Yeah. I have the regular. I was lucky enough to work directly with David, and I picked up a framed copy of it, and he had it beautifully framed in a nice light oak wood in it, and it brings out the actual image itself, and that's one that we wanted to hang up next to our Laurent Theroux U.S. to Europe print. So it's kind of, the same travel series type print. But, I mean, the artwork was just amazing. And it was just one of those ones that just came out of nowhere. And I had not even heard about it until you told me about it. And then we premiered the actual image on Nerdlocker. And then from there, I had to have it.
Yeah, that's one of the good and bad of Laurent blowing up this year. I mean, he's obviously been there for a while, especially in Europe, but he's only really gotten hugely popular this past year. And I know David was working with him on this series, and then Odd City was working on him with a couple friends, and he is just so jam-packed busy that I can only imagine he's way behind on trying to get things in because he is the man right now.
Seriously. I mean, having his own show, doing like Forbidden Planet and all that other good stuff, and then having the private commissions, and then doing the commissions like the David Ford commission. I mean, these things are just, he is one busy man.
Yeah. Big time. Big time. All right. So, very cool. Number 5. So what gets us to number 4?
You tell me your number 5, and I'll tell you my number 4.
My number 5?
Yeah. Tell me yours.
Well, I don't have them in specific order, but like I said a little bit earlier, I am going to go with Laurent as well. It's got to be the Back to the Future, and I'm going to go with the whole set. I'm cheating, so there's 3 posters at number 5. I just think the way he put those together, the imagery he used, focusing on the DeLorean, obviously they weren't able to get likeness and all that stuff, so the way he was able to portray the trilogy I thought was fantastic. Up to this point, I think Phantom City Creative had the best trilogy poster. I think that's still great, but now I think Laurent and the attention to detail he put in and the colors he used, and I go back and forth whether the variant or the regular edition is better, but they're just gorgeous prints. My only but bummer is that the one, I can't remember which one, is slightly larger than a standard frame, so I got to go get a little customization there before I can hang them up in my son's room. But they're absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love those.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yep. So I'll give you my my number 4 here. I want to make sure I have all the right information before I toss it up. But my number 4 for this year, I'm bringing it back to old school and going with Tyler Stout's Guardian of the Galaxy. I know a lot of people are getting tired of the floating heads, but if anybody does, a floating head poster better than anybody else, it's definitely Tyler Stout. And for me to see the Guardians of the Galaxy poster, it really reminds me of when The Empire Strikes Back, the whole Star Wars trilogy he did. in 2010 came out. But for me, The Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite of the three posters, and the Guardians reminded me a lot of that. So I still actually haven't acquired it yet, but that is one of my favorite posters from Tyler Stout in the last couple of years. I mean, I really like the stuff he's doing, a lot of the little handbills and stuff like that. But I think the Guardians poster for me just kind of hit home. And plus, that's definitely one of my, in my top 5 favorite movies of the year. But I think that the composition for me was really, really good. And I'd say that would probably would have been higher on the list, but I have a few more that are up on the list. So
yeah, I think the only thing I'm tired about with Tyler Stout is missing out on his prints. It really sucks that he's become so ridiculously popular. It's like, oh, that's a cool image. I think I'll get this little Lost Boys handbill because I can actually snag it before anybody else. So that was my other Stout grab this year. But yeah, the poster, it was just it was beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. You're right. I love what he does with certain posters like Star Wars and like Art. Just beautiful. Another one that's so underrated is Attack the Block. I love that poster.
It's a great poster.
It just looks beautiful. I love. Obviously, it's not going out on a limb here, but I love what Tyler Stout does.
Right. So tell me what your number 4 for 2014 favorite poster is, Jim.
Once again, I'm gonna cheat because that's what I am. I'm a cheater, and I'm gonna go with Haunted Mansion did a series, and they've had this license for a while, the Peanuts characters, but they introduced an artist I wasn't familiar with. I believe his name is Nicholas Delort, and his work with both the Pumpkin Patch and Charlie Brown Christmas were beautiful, unlike any interpretation I've seen of either of those, and I just thought they were gorgeous. I was very, very impressed. I think Dark Hall Mansion has been a little hit or miss with some of the things they do. Like, I'm not a huge music fan, so the Jimi Hendrix stuff they did and the Beatles stuff they did, I was like, eh. But this that they're doing, continuing with the Peanuts characters, I thought was beautiful. The Lord did a fantastic job.
Well, if you like the Peanuts characters, what do you think of the Rob Jones show? That's one of the...
I forgot that was this past year. That's right.
That's right.
I hate to say this. I am, as you know, I'm quite an introvert. And this past weekend, Rob Jones and Kevin Tucker were in Las Vegas. And I'm not saying they were going to call and hit me up and go out, but I am thank God they did not call me and go hang out because I think my brain would have exploded with those two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have. Yeah, Rob's a lot of fun. So
I can only imagine what trouble they left behind.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty wild. Well, I mean, he just got back from Spain too, and I talked to him a little bit. But Rob is one of those characters that, much like his art, to a lot of people it's esoteric. But I think the Rob Jones show, was it Gallery F? I think they did a great job because there was not a whole lot of prints, but there's a lot of originals and OGs, and those were extremely reasonable. And a lot of people picked up a lot of OGs from Rob Jones. I mean, the guy is a Grammy Award winner.
Yeah.
And they did sell some prints, but I mean, there was just so many OGs out there that Rob was. A lot of people were able to get something that they normally wouldn't. But speaking of Rob, I'll say this: Rob did a top 10 of his favorite posters. Well, obviously through Mondo, but I think my number 3 top print of 2014, and I wasn't even in town, if you remember, the Disney show, but it was the Ken Taylor Alice in Wonderland.
That was definitely beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was a beautiful print, and I had not seen it in person probably a couple of months after the show, and when I saw it in person, I just fell in love with it, and I did some trades, and I ended up having that in my flat file, which is immediately bumped itself up onto the frame list. So
yeah, because of that show, and yeah, thanks for being out of town, jerk. Huge shout out to Andrea and Lucas Schultz for stepping in. They poster buddied for me, and I'm a big Wayland fan, but my Wayland collection went from 4 or 5 to like 15 after that show. It was crazy. Picked up a lot of Disney Waylands. That show was just fantastic. And I'm trying to think who did the Black Cauldron. That was another one, and Sword in the Stone, that I thought were just well done. The movies you don't really hear about, but I really, really enjoyed them.
Who was it did the Black Cauldron for Mondo?
I can't remember. Was it Kelly?
No, it wasn't Rich Kelly. Was it Rich Kelly? I know Rich Kelly did Sword in the Stone.
Okay, so he did Sword in the Stone. I can't remember who did the Black Cauldron. Oh, was it Frank Avila?
Frank Avila.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a great print. So
good call.
Yeah. So speaking of prints, what was your number 3 print?
Well, as you know, I'm slightly biased towards a certain franchise called Star Wars. It's probably the best thing ever created. Man, Christopher Skinner, another artist I hadn't really heard of until Hero Complex Gallery came around and introduced Viewpoints, which I thought was a great take on a franchise that I pretty much know everything about and have every poster you could possibly want. And it was, Christopher's interpretation was an X-Wing flying at you, a TIE fighter flying at you, and then a third print, which was an option if you bought both prints together, and showed both the planes coming to each other in a battle. And the attention to detail, the colors, or I guess you say the lack of color, and that they were black and white, was just beautiful contrast. That comes in at number 3. Again, I'm picking 3 posters. Sorry, Rambo, I'm a big fat cheater. But that Viewpoint series was just gorgeous, the way he showed those planes. Loved it.
Perfect. Yeah, and then you got to remember, too, also that there was a lot of other shows, like the Martin Anson show, or not Martin Anson, but the Ken Taylor show, and then we had a lot of Martin Anson, a lot of Jason Edmondson, and then what was the other show that they had recently, too? Was it the, I'm trying to think, who was it? They did Aliens and RoboCops. Oh, it was Kevin Tong.
Yeah, Kevin Tong. He's my favorite print of his still all time as I Saw the Devil. But this year I really enjoyed what he did with the new Batman, for the Nolan Batman, with his Batman Begins and his Dark Knight Rises, or Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I really thought those were awesome.
Right. And then during that show also, you were able to purchase a lot of sketches. Some of the hand sketches that they did from Kevin Tong. And so, well, let me get to my number 2. And my number 2 print for 2014 was not Mondo, was not Gallery F. It was a private commission for the artist Elis. And the print was called Something. I was lucky and fortunate enough to be part of this commission from the very beginning. There was a pretty heavy-duty story behind all of this. Elis had recently lost a family member, and he kind of stopped doing art for a little while. And it took one of our commission leaders to contact him and talk him into it in a way. And what was produced was just an amazingly beautiful print. And a lot of people they like Elis. What was it? There's a couple of prints that he did a little while back. Something about it rains. I can't remember, but it's a beautiful print of a young girl with a number of rainbows raining on her. But as you can tell, Elis uses a lot of color. And I think in this print, he represented a lot of maybe what was going on in his life. I believe, I can't remember if he lost, I think it was his mother or somebody very close and dear to him. And it came out in the print. And to me, that was just amazing how it came out. He did a follow-up to it with kind of a matching print called Conjuring, but the summoning was a private commission, and I was a big part of that. The design, as far as the certain composition of it. Not me personally, but us as a group. But so I have I'm a little biased on that one. But if you get to Conjuring and Summoning, they were actually made to be framed and hung up together. Beautiful print.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and to be honest, to pick up an E-list print for I believe under $200 was a treat in itself. So
that's very cool, man.
Yeah, that was my number 2 print of the year. So what about
very
yourself?
cool. Well, I have a tie at number 2. Again, so I can cheat because I love cheating. We talked about him recently, Patrick Coonan. He did the How to Train Your Dragon print for Hero Complex Gallery.
I love that print.
Oh, man, it is so gorgeous. And it's such an, I can't say underrated movie. It's a movie you don't hear much about. I love the movie. It's a great father-son story and basically living your dream, living out what you want to do. And the poster is just gorgeous. I absolutely love what he did with that. So I'm very happy to kind of by accident own that. Again, Adam Sanders is an amazing, I'm sorry, Adam is amazing. Adam Smasher, just amazing that he sent that. I'm floored still, so I'm very happy. Thank you, both Adam and Patrick. And then in a private commission, Killian Eng, his Matrix
Did you say
print.
Sanders or Smasher?
I corrected myself and said Smashers.
Yes. Okay.
Adam
I just call him
Smasher.
Smasher because I was doing the same thing over and over and over.
I know.
So I just call him Smasher. I was like, hey, Smasher, how's it going? I don't even want to make that mistake.
I'm going to start doing that. I do. But but the tie was with Killian Eng, his Matrix print, private commission,
beautiful.
Which is just gorgeous. I really wish the Matrix only existed as one movie because the other two really take away. But the fact that he captured in this poster everything that is in that original is gorgeous. And, if you can get in on a Killian Eng commission, I know of one coming up in 2015, which is very special. But, jump in on it.
Jump on it. Yeah.
Those
things the private commissions for me, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are giving artists free reign of certain things, but then when the artist, does a sketch and shows the group of people and then there's feedback, that only makes the artwork that much better, and the artists are always so open to making changes. There's a couple artists I read a little bit about that weren't open to the changes, and they were like, you're trying to change the artistic view that I'm having, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But most artists have just open up their mind and said, okay, that change is great. You're right. This is a much better composition, or this looks better without this, or the color scheme is much better. So I
totally agree.
Yeah, I think the private commissions have just been tearing up, the poster collecting, and people just love it, and I love it myself. And that kind of brings me to my number 1, which is actually a tie. And I know that I shouldn't be tying, but I have to say this. My tie starts off with my Christopher Weston, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That was kind of one of my favorite movies growing up. And I know there was a lot of controversy, in the actual private commission with the commissioner and this and that. But in the end, I paid for a private commission print. I ended up with a regular and a keyline variant.
Nice.
And I framed both of them. So to me, it was a successful commission. The artist was very happy. It won Art of the Week on the Espresso Games. There's a lot of people outside of the poster realm that have seen it and has made positive comments on it. The one that I have is I gave away as a gift was the keyline variant to my wife's father, and he has it proudly above his fireplace at home. And he gets comments on it every time someone walks in the door. So I have to say, mine's framed up, mine's hanging on the wall. So I have to say that is my tie for 2014 with, I am not going to say any specific print, but any print made in 2014 by James Reeves Davis. And yes, I'm biased because we're friends. And my favorite out of the 2014 prints is obviously Blade Runner for a lot of reasons. Not only because I love Blade Runner, that is my number one all-time favorite movie, but
I have a question for you. For you. I was looking at the print that I got for that movie, which is an okay movie, but in it, there's a helmet. And what does it say on that helmet?
Everybody thinks it's a helmet. It's actually a taxi cab sign that looks like a motorcycle helmet. But
it's a motorcycle helmet.
James threw in a little Easter egg, and he knows how much I love this movie and how much I talk to him about this movie. I think I quote the movie when we have conversations at least 2 or 3 times. And he snuck my name in there. And so if you ever look at the Blade Runner print from James Reeves Davis on the taxi cab, you'll see my name in bold, embedded in every single print. It's not just handwritten.
Oh, you lucky dog.
I know, it's kind of funny.
Let me just say that when I got that print, and Rainbow was so excited for me to get this print, and I couldn't fathom why, because he's never cared when I got a print before, and he's like, Did you look at it? Did you open it? Did you look at it? I'm like, yeah, I looked at it, glanced at it, and let's laugh. No, did you really look at it? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, look really hard. Look really hard. Like on this motorcycle helmet. Look really hard there. And I'm like, oh, man. Dude, that is so awesome. That is so awesome.
It was just one of those things, that he surprised me. He didn't tell me until I got it and I unrolled it. And I had unrolled it and I sat on it for a couple of days, and I didn't even look at it because he had told me, just let it breathe for a little bit, and then when you get a chance and you sit down and spend a few minutes to go ahead and just, take a close look at some of the little Easter eggs that he did in it. And I said, man, okay. And I started just looking at some of the stuff, and I'm like, man, look at that. He's got a ghost image here, a ghost image there. And then I look, and I'm like, hey, honey, can you? Maybe it's me, but does that say my name? Yeah, and sure enough, it did. So.
Well, if it means anything to you, and this is no affront to Mr. Davis, but I erased your name and I put JP.
Good.
Just so you know. I'm sure that upped the value.
Well, speaking of JP, tell me what your number one print of 2014 is, and we'll start getting into the movies.
Well, it's one that I do not own, and we have talked about. It is Matt Ferguson's Guardians of the Galaxy. I just think the composition, the mashup that he used from the original Star Wars: A New Hope, which I do have that poster, so I can kind of look at that and wish. Maybe I'll draw on that and make Star-Lord in there. But
right.
It's he also did and I didn't see many of these, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He did a poster for that, which was really great too, but that wasn't very widespread. But this Guardians of the Galaxy that he did is just gorgeous, beautiful. Thinking of trading in older posters to try and track it down. We shall see, but that's my number one is Matt Ferguson.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. That was an amazing print, and I have not seen it in person, but I know a lot of friends that have it, and I definitely want to check it out. And maybe it's on my top 10 I have to have prints.
Yeah, I think so. I'd also like to give an honorable mention. You mentioned Chris Weston. He did a Road Warrior print for a private commission. Man, I think I missed out because I think you were too, on the original Chris Weston commission with Kurt Russell, the thing, Big Trouble in Little China, and Escape from New York. And I apologize, guys, I am not a spaghetti Western dude, so I wasn't into The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But because of that, I think I totally missed any announcements after that. So I completely missed The Road Warrior, which I think is the best action flick ever. And, man, Weston did an amazing job with that one.
Yeah, he did Mel Gibson's likeness on that really well, and I liked it. You know, it was the older Mel Gibson in Road Warrior, and he got the character down perfect.
Completely
Speaking
agree.
of Mel Gibson, we got the new Mad Max coming out here pretty soon. In what, 2015?
I cannot wait. Yeah, I believe it's February. Fury Road. I love the trailer. It is so ridiculous. I cannot wait to see that movie.
It is totally ridiculous. I love it. So speaking of movies, let's get into the top 5 movies now that we've gone through the top 5 movie prints. I'll throw my number 5 movie out there, and I'm a huge Wes Anderson fan. You know, I'll say this right now, and I loved Life Aquatic, a lot of the other Wes Anderson movies, but my number 5, top 5 of movies was Grand Budapest Hotel. There's just some amazing characters. The writing was perfect, and I had a great time watching it, and I walked out of there with a smile on my face. You know, the movie was just done very well.
That is very cool. You're going to notice a pattern with the movies that I say, because if it's not animated, then I probably didn't see it, or on the rare occasion I actually was able to snag a babysitter and we were able to go see a movie, then they might be an adult movie. I still have not seen Grand Budapest Hotel. I've heard amazing things, but I know, I'm pathetic. I know. But I still have to check. But like I was saying, coming in number 5 for me, How to Train Your Dragon 2. I
love that movie.
It was so good. Again, the father-son story, the little twist here and there, and I just love that series. I love how where do you go? You train the dragon. How do you go further? Well, they did, and I loved it. I thought that was a great flick. I was thoroughly entertained, and got a little tear in my eye as I haven't seen it, but the little twist happens, and you're like, holy crap, didn't see that coming.
Yep, definitely, man. I love that movie. I think the one of my favorite cartoon series is the How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you know, the wife and I can both enjoy that movie or that cartoon together. And when she saw the poster that Smasher sent, she was just like, "Oh, that's mine, isn't it?" And I'm like, he's like, "You knew I love this movie," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Smasher. I appreciate you.
Nice.
Yeah. So
what's your number 4, sir?
My number 4 for 2014. I was gonna say Gone Girl, but I think The Edge of Tomorrow was a fantastic movie. What is their tagline? Die again, or I can't remember what it is.
Live, die, repeat.
Yeah, live, die, repeat. But I mean, it's just so different, you know. I think the female lead could have been a little bit different. I love Emily Blunt. She just didn't seem to be as badass as I had hoped her to be. But, you know, there's a lot of haters on Tom Cruise. But, I mean, I enjoyed Tom Cruise in this movie. And, you know, I mean, he broke down and he was badass. And I think this movie was just, for me, what it was is it was different. It was not the same old stuff that's been being churned out of Hollywood. It's not the same regurgitated story with just, different twist to it. This was something completely different, you know, and that to me was something that appealed. And plus the special effects were phenomenal. And
cool.
It had its own little humor in it, and, you know. So to me, number 4 was the Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, Live, Die, Repeat.
Very cool. For me, number 4 was rather recent, another family flick, Big Hero 6.
I was thinking you were going to say that.
I'm a sucker for superhero teams, and I thought this was a really unique way to tell one. And I love it's the first Marvel story told by Disney. It's really heartfelt. They're it's a little dark at times, but I really, really enjoyed Big Hero 6. I like how they pulled that off.
Right. Well, I actually knew that was going to be on your list sooner or later, because I remember you talking about it recently. So I knew you were going to pull that one out for sure.
That was good. Okay, so what's number 3?
Number 3 was definitely going to be Gone Girl. Like I said, I had a hard time choosing between Edge of Tomorrow and Gone Girl. David Fincher, to me, can do no wrong. I mean, everything from Zodiac to Seven, and people again are going to hate the Ben Affleck and the Tom Cruises, but Ben Affleck did such a great job with this movie as far as his acting role, and it was a very dark movie, but it was done really, really well, and the soundtrack was from Trent Reznor, which made it even better. I mean, to me, Gone Girl was just kind of a combination of an amazing score, amazing acting, and amazing directing. So to me, it was like the trifecta. So I wanted to put Gone Girl up on the top, but I do have a couple other movies that are right up on the top. So Gone Girl would be number 3 for me. What about you?
I got to go with Interstellar. Similar to Christopher Nolan. Similar to David Fincher. Christopher Nolan can't really seem to do wrong lately. He's just amazing, hitting on all cylinders. The reason why this one's not in the top 1 is I think anticipation. Like, I saw it late, obviously, as reasons I've explained before. But so when I saw it, everybody said this is amazing. Oh my God! So I really enjoyed it. I saw it maybe 3 weeks ago, and I still can't stop thinking about it. It's a really good movie. I was thoroughly entertained. I thought it was a little long. I thought there were bits that they could have cut out and shortened it a bit. But overall, man, I just thought that movie was a thinker. I love how they talk about science. You and I talked about it before. It scares the crap out of me that one of the scenes they're like, oh, yeah, in school, when they're like, oh, yeah, when they fake the moon landing missions, you're like, what? Are you kidding me? I can see that totally happening for real in our future. So, yeah, that movie just, oh, man, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, my Interstellar was an amazing movie, and it was going to be my top 5 until I remembered about the Grand Budapest. But Interstellar, that movie was an amazing movie, and if you think about it, everything that you were taught in school, it's kind of almost like they're showing everything you were taught in school as far as the theory of relativity and all that other good stuff. I think it was Neil deGrasse said something about this is the best representation of the theory of relativity that he's ever seen in his life. So
that's awesome.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
Yeah.
But to me, the Interstellar was done really well. I just it's funny is because I had recently saw the commercials with Matthew McConaughey for the Lincoln Continental right before I saw that. So every time I saw it, I kept thinking of him in that Lincoln Continental rolling his little booger on his finger or something. I don't know. So,
nice.
But other than that, it was an amazing movie, great acting. So
cool.
that brings me to number 2 on my list, and James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It was right up there with the Star Wars movies when it came out for me. The feeling I got was like, holy crap, this movie has everything you can ask for. It's got adventure, it's got action, it's got great character builds, it's got comedy, the perfect amount of comedy and the perfect amount of seriousness, and it to me it was just a culmination of perfectness, and I couldn't stop talking about it. I think I saw it. This is one of the movies that I haven't seen a movie more than once in a theater in a long time. I'm talking a long time, like 10, 15 years. And this movie I saw 3 times in a theater.
Wow.
Because I liked it so much. Yeah. I liked it so much. And then, of course, I bought the DVD when it came out.
That's awesome, dude.
But, not DVD, Blu-ray, sorry. But, yeah,
no,
I mean...
You probably still use VHS. I get it.
Yeah, that's right. But, I mean, James Gunn did just an amazing job. Every one of the characters to me was great. And of course, my wife loved the whole Groot and Rocket character partnership, and so she loved the movie just as much as I do. So for me, the number 2 movie of 2014 was Guardians of the Galaxy. What about you?
Excellent pick. I got to go a little different route and go with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Obviously, the Planet of the Apes has been around forever. You what?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, something is wrong with you, dude. Your kids are old enough. You don't have to worry about. Wow. Alice and I really liked Rise of the Planet of the Apes, so we wanted to see the sequel. And obviously, Planet of the Apes has been around forever. It was 1968, Charlton Heston. And the fact that they could reinvigorate this franchise is mind-blowing to me. And this one was even better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which I really enjoyed. Dawn was just phenomenal. I love the character of Caesar. I love where they took the apes and they told their story from their point of view. And Gary Oldman was fantastic. You're gonna love it, dude. It was such a great movie.
This one is the one with Gary Oldman. This isn't the one with Mark Wahlberg, is it?
No. I was like, no, I didn't say Transformers 4. Close. Yeah, no, that was an older Planet of the Apes by Tim Burton. Yeah. Wow, you're old. You're so old. But no, Dawn of the Planet, so good. Highly recommend. Definitely check it out there on your Blu-ray.
Yeah, I want to check that movie out. I have not seen it. I'm a huge fan of the Apes franchise. We saw the first one, and I'll tell you what happened is that my wife actually saw it on my son's birthday in Tennessee. So I wasn't there to see it with them, so I've been kind of dragging my butt on watching that. And I finally just got it on Blu-ray yesterday, so I was going to actually wait till this weekend to see it, but now you make me want to watch it tonight.
Tonight, as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah.
So what's your number 1? Hurry, let's get over it, because I want you to watch that.
All right, let's get over with. My number 1 is a movie that I was fortunate enough to be at the Fantastic Fest 2014, the Alamo Drafthouse show that they put on with Drafthouse Films and Tim League. They show a lot of movies that are in different realms, different types of movies. Some are very eclectic, and they also play movies that they think will do really well. Like we saw John Wick, and we saw The Babadook. So we get to see a lot of those great movies. But the one movie that sticks with me and is my number 1 movie of 2014 is Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler.
Oh, wow.
Don't know if you've seen the movie yet, if you've even seen
of course not.
the previews for it, but it's a story that, seriously, it's kind of like the personification of, American ambition, but it's very immoral and it's very, callous. And to me, that's the kind of acting that I walk away from the movie and I'm constantly thinking about it. And I think to myself, my God, this is just such a well done movie. So if you get a chance to see Nightcrawler, and I'm going to tell you, the acting, Jake Gyllenhaal is phenomenal. And he's not Bubble Boy anymore, or John, So
good reference.
His acting in this movie is just over the top, and I mean it's ridiculously good. So if you get a chance to check out my number 1 movie, it's Nightcrawler. And I don't know if it's still in theaters right now, but I saw it probably about a month and a half before everybody else did. So I really couldn't talk to too many people about it because nobody has seen it.
Sorry. Some of us don't live in the cool place called Austin.
Right. So tell me what Jim's number 1 movie is of 2014.
Well, you've mentioned it. It is Guardians of the Galaxy. Once again, I didn't get to see it right away. We were actually on vacation for this one, and I had to do family stuff and, whatever. And I heard how awesome it was. So I think I saw it about a month and a half after it was out. and went in and saw it and was floored. It was just as good, if not better, than everybody said. Chris Pratt is amazing. I love that dude. If Anna Faris wasn't married to him, I would seriously think about pursuing him. He is. I love now watching him on Parks and Rec because, you know, I kind of thought he was a Parks and Rec guy. That was him, who he was in real life, because he did that so well. But now you see sort of a different face, and then Jurassic World's going to come out. I'm sure that's a different side. I just think that dude's awesome. Lee Pace, I was floored as the bad guy. I didn't even recognize him. I had to look him up and be like, who is this dude? Oh, my God. The accuser is Lee Pace? That's unbelievable.
Yep. Amazing.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana, she is amazing. Love her. She's beautiful as Gamora. Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Dude, if you didn't know that was Bradley Cooper, you wouldn't know. His voice was just enough changed that he was just a smart-ass, like New Jersey raccoon. It was awesome.
Exactly.
Groot,
a brutal New Jersey raccoon.
It was. And then his counterpart, Groot, Vin Diesel. Yeah, I know he didn't say anything but I am Groot, but Vin Diesel as the robot in why am I forgetting the name?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. He played the robot in that the one Bad Robot. Was it Bad Robot?
No, Brad Bird's flick. My God. Yeah, thank you, God. And he had like a few words, but he just was able to pull it off so well. He did the same exact thing with Groot. I thought it was beautiful. The bad guys were good. The Ravagers were awesome. And just, again, Chris Pratt, his comedy, yet his seriousness, his action. What a movie. Like you said, I got to see it in the theaters, but I've got it on Blu-ray now, and I've watched it, I think, 4 or 5 times. You just watch it again.
I think if anybody still uses CD nowadays, I have a CD in my car that's like awesome mix of the 80s.
Yes.
And I have the whole soundtrack of them in rotation for a couple of months now. So, and I definitely enjoyed the movie, man. And I can see how that was your number one. I mean, it was pretty close to my number one, too. But very cool. Very cool.
So, what else? Anything else? We good?
That's about it, man. That's it for
wraps
me.
Up 2014. Crazy.
2014 coming to a close, and I mean, there's just a lot of new things looking forward to 2015. I'm pretty excited about a lot of the new movies coming out, a lot of the art.
Well, I definitely want to give a little shout out to artists I think well, not just you, but people should keep their eyes out for. Flory, I think, is fantastic. I can't wait to see what he does in this new year. Land, they did some great stuff. Iron Giant being one of them. I can't wait to see what they do. Robert Bruno, he's got some great illustrations. Did a fantastic job. In fact, that's the thing I really like looking at nowadays is people doing more handbills and portraits and stuff, smaller stuff, so you can actually fit them on a wall. Obviously, Paul Shipper, amazing. Can't wait to see what he does this year. We haven't really talked about Tom Whalen. He had a great show at Gallery 1988.
Yeah, Tom Whalen did some amazing stuff this year.
It's smaller stuff. So, some artists to keep your eyes out for. Any other ones you can think of?
The usuals that you can always see, but there's somebody that I've been getting into a little bit more is Brian Mess. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's done a couple of prints this year that I really liked. There's a handful of people that I just can't even think about right now. I know that a lot of them did private commissions, and then I'm starting to notice a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah. Dylan Blair, there's another one, man. He did that giveaway for us for our Super Happy Terrific thing.
Oh, that's right.
I'd love to see more of his stuff.
I would, too. I definitely would. But you caught me off guard. I'm not really thinking about some of the newer artists right now. So.
You were still thinking of Gamora, weren't you?
Correct.
Yeah, I figured.
You know.
All right, buddy. Well, I think that is 2014, The Adventures of Rainbow and JP wrapped up. And I guess we'll check back in 2015. What do you think, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast and us just ranting and talking about stuff that probably means more to us than it does to you, but...
Most definitely. We have 2 listeners, you and I.
Glad people are listening, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Well, dude, I will see you in 2015. And for everybody else out there, have a nerdy year.